an authentic life.
I'm watching
So I'm gonna ask you today, and I really hope that you guys will
Lisa
do my
break
message.
down narcissistic mother causes post-traumatic
So
stress from
often,
narcissistic
when
abuse.
we begin to have spiritual
And
awakening,
this
it's
comment stood
because we're
out to me
going
the
through an
most
incredibly painful experience,
by from
maybe for the
surviving to
that makes up.
thriving.
I think it's in
It's
Revelations
crazy how
when
similar
it
the
talks
stories
about
of
human
narcissistic
symbols
survivors are. It's
horns
like the
blowing.
narcissist
I
rarely
think
breaks out
those are
of their
like
mode.
alarms and bells and whistles that are
Crazy.
going off in our bodies that are
And
alerting
just
us to
like
the fact that something's effing wrong.
you think you're alone until like growing up I thought like I was so alone in the things I was going through, because like you're trying to balance out your life. How can you balance out everybody else's trauma, right? But I empathize to the point where I forget about my not forget but I not only learn about my situation, but honestly the stress ain't near. I don't have stress because I know how to balance it out. What I do have is passion to evade stress, to deviate from stress, to get rid of stress. So what happens is the more you get rid of the stress by working on yourself internally, you realize you're not alone. You're aware of everyone's stories. You feel for them, but you know sometimes like when you're, especially when you're a kid slash teenager, you're not mature enough to be like, okay, um, I'm not the only one going through this. But at the same time, you are going through it alone, and and that's the illusion. You're going through it alone. So um, it's like the goal is to get out of the fight or flight mode a little bit more as you get older, because I've gotten less out of the fight or flight mode and gotten more into the fight or strive mode. And instead of being in the fight or flight or feeding it, you know, feeding those other sides on top of being bipolar, my brain being able to cope with the things that used to bother me versus how I handle them now. Uh, Fight or flight or learn. I choose to learn, and learning diffuses a lot of bullshit, especially when you're surrounded by a narcissistic parent. So yeah, I suggest everybody go to Lisa A. Romano, Breakthrough Life Coach, on YouTube, and basically check her videos out, because to me she's freaking amazing. Um, she words things in ways where I'm like, wow, I wish I could have worded it that way. You know how like you find people in your life, personally or virtually, you're like, man, I wish I said that in my own words, but um, that's why we have relations, right? That's why we have empathy. But for example, like this is as far as like how to disown, people who are trying to put you in the third dimensional plane mentally. They'll do some shit like, if you pass by a dude with this girl, if I pass by a dude with this girl, as I'm passing by them, he'll say, "Oh, he's tight," as in that he has her. And it's like so many reasons that trumps what he's saying. First of all, you don't know me, I don't know you. Second of all, why do you care about some other dude security in what he finds attractive or valuable in a woman? And three, I'm a comedian, I'm gonna say this. Your girl probably don't respect herself on the low. She probably gets fucked by the whole football team. That's cool. I'm just saying, like I can go there. But that's my point. I can go there, but what I did was I can turn around, look at them, and then hope that he looks back and see me checking out his girl. But that's the ego. That's the ego. And I'm not afraid to admit I've done it many times, but only when I'm really sure if I'm being trash talked about. But at the same time, it's like you're insecure in yourself. You need somebody to validate you're secure and confident. You're not secure and confident. You're insecure, little kid in heart, and you need somebody to see you a certain way. And you probably think this is some of the possibilities. He probably is jealous that I look better than him. That's a possibility. He's probably uh, insecure in how people see him and his girl in the street. So it's many possibilities. But overall, you should. Confident people don't care what other people think as far as that crazy kind of stuff. We confident people know who they are. They I try my best as possible to surround myself with confident individuals. And I mean confident overall, not in the shit you have in your job. I'm talking about inside, and not the conceited type. I'm talking about confidence. The people who uh, appreciate who they are and they have value in who they are and they have integrity, etc., etc., etc. And they don't take bullshit uh, lightly or seriously. We take it in many forms. Um, but overall, like confident people, you don't have to walk around eggshells around them. You know. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna end this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. It was a random freaking, you know, video, but I thought I'd get that off my chest just to see if anybody can, be inspired by it. But you know, like I was saying to end the video, before I end this video, actually, um, you may think you're going through something alone because motherfuckers around you are perpetuating it and acting like it ain't happening and acting like it's always you, always you, always you. It's a problem if you're one of the most intelligent people in your family and you're condemned as to be this ostracized, fabricated being. Put it in the light where you're not as capable of doing anything as you think. Your emotions are invalidated. Your worth are invalidated. You don't matter because everything I want goes. I don't care what you think or say or want, etc., etc., etc. So when you break down people's motives and intentions and stuff and what they do to perpetuate, or when you break down people mentally in an analytical way, on top of if there's people like this too, with that, and you're an intuitive empath, you can be lied to almost ever. And like the comment said, it's almost like the narcissist never comes out of their mold. That's the scary part, but that's the most fun part because you learn not to be that, and you learn how to get away with from people like that. Um, Narcissist doesn't understand empathy, and they don't like empathy. They don't want empathy. They have no empathy. Um, Actually, they don't. They disown empathy. They only care about what they get out of it. They'll guilt you for what they've done for you for no apparent reason. Assassinate your character. You could be getting up and going to school, and they're just barking at you. And some people are so delusional and idiotic to believe that's tough love. It's not tough love. If that's tough love, then you're definitely a damaged being. You're definitely you definitely are programmed to think a certain way to keep the system from making money off of us, the masses, going to them for the solution. When really we are the solution. In many ways, we're the solution. I didn't I didn't I didn't decide to go to therapy. I was forced to go to therapy. I never wanted to be a victim. People try to make me victimized. It's a difference. I live my life, I'm having fun, but if you come in my world, I'm a rebel hard. And growing up, I was a totally different person than I am today. My approach to life is different. Everything that I used to be is way different, uh, and evolved. And it's because I choose to be more enlightened than just a detained. And not only that, I've always been like that. But at the same time, I never knew that I was doing the right thing until I got to this age to remember that I did know I was doing the right thing. My intentions, if I knew what my intentions were, and most of the time if they're good, no one can say, no one can take me out of my element. You can make me mad, whatever, whatever, but you won't take me out of my element. I'm gonna come back stronger the next day. If you break my arm, it will heal. And I mean even physically. If you break my arm, it will heal. Because some people are so full of shit that they'll try to make you feel bad for what you're saying. Not only that, they'll go as far as being aggressive physically. Like, you mad because I said something that's real? Sorry. But I'm stuck with you because you family. The older you get, the more you evaluate things. For example, just an example. If you're a guy who's looking for a woman who is down with him and for him, for the most part, and that's the virtuous woman to you, personally, it is for me. You have to be sharp as hell. Vice versa for a woman. If we're looking for a man who's, you know, down for you 100%, that's probably at like say 25, 26, 27. That's someone who is basically saying, I'm tired of lying to myself, tired of hurting myself, tired of not being real with myself. So I'm not going to mess with anyone or waste my time with just a random or person I know. Date them, date them, date them. Then all of a sudden we're living together and engaged, then married. Then all of a sudden you realize that their whole foundation is based off a lie. Never be afraid to speak your truth. But as you get older, this is my thing. It's all about strategies. Growing up, I didn't have a strategy. I had rebelliousness, reactionary. You know what I'm saying? Um, I was reactionary. Now I'm more of a responder. I respond to some shit whenever I choose. Um, and that's powerful. But I may do a topic video about what I'm saying now. But I'm gonna end this video and look forward to this topic video. I'm probably gonna call this a pre-topic video, but um, it's probably gonna be called Rant with Grant. Um, yeah, and also I want to add, if you know your the people you're around are against you more than they are for you, when they start to try to assassinate your character, especially behind your back, they're making up things that are not true because of what they don't know or what they lack of knowledge. They'll be like, oh, something's wrong with it. Well, therefore, you're the last person to be talking. You don't even read on what is wrong with that person. You just go based off word is bond and opinion. That's not enough. There's more to what you know. There's more to understand. So, um, like for example, if I'm getting up and going to class and you're barking in my ear talking about I don't have the rent money and I'm down on my luck, keyword down on my luck, then you're not empathizing. You're sympathizing, and in a false way, in a rude way, in a mean way. You're basically saying, you know, I can't make mistakes. I have to try to be this perfect person, or it could be this. Oh, it's definitely this. This is very common. I won't do what you want me to do, so therefore I ain't shit. I won't do what you want me to do, so therefore I ain't shit. And I ain't even getting started yet. I'm being real hold. I help the way I'm talking right now. I'm held back. I'm not even going hard. I'm not even using statistics, statistical facts. You know, in my hand. I'm using just my heart right now and a little bit of logic. So when the kid questions their parent and the parent reacts aggressive and says, "You don't respect me, go to your room," that parent is ignorant. They're not smart. They're ignorant. So that's all you need to know is awareness. Um, and if a person that you know, like say a sibling, Do you think you're foul for saying the truth about somebody they probably have a good relationship with? Then they're most likely superficial anyway. You can't do nothing to save them. The most you could do is tolerate these motherfuckers until you're on your own. And therefore, that's when you have your own life more than you ever had. You know, intelligent people question. Ignorant people think they have all figured out. They don't want to learn. They don't want to listen to what you're saying. They want to hear what you're saying so they can reply. They're on the lower vibration than you. Some of them are jealous of you. They hate you because you are on a higher vibration. But honestly, you have to balance out your karma. You have to do the best. You have to try your best if you're this person, or you strive to be this kind of person for the world. Because this is from a humanity perspective, to not judge them as much as possible. Because there was a time where you reacted to this and that. There was a time where you were egotistic and that. But like for example, if a person condemns me based off what they perpetuate in the first place, on top of lying, deceiving me just to get what they want, on top of, uh, you know, oh, you need to be nicer to people. First of all, you don't even know me by even just saying that. That statement alone doesn't even sound accurate because if that person really was challenged, if if God has it where you can go to everybody you ever encounter in your life, 9 times out of 10, if you are really a kind person, or I mean nice person, it turns out that you are a very kind person. Most people, 9 times out of 10, 90%, probably 95, adore you, love you, want to be around you. But that 5%, all different types of people. Some of them come from a space of vindictiveness, prejudice, violence, unnecessary violence of that, ignorance, bigotry, racism. So all you can do is control what you can control. You know, if somebody condemn me, I'm like, "Psst, you act like you said some real shit, didn't you?" Or when somebody's like, "Oh, I know you are," I'm like, "How?" Rumors. I'm like, okay, you're very convinced. You're very easily convinced. No wonder you believe what you believe in the things you believe. They have no logic. But what a narcissistic family tree does is they put everything on you. They dust everything under the rug and act like you're the problem and that they're perfect or that they got everything together just because they have a job. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? So you use a job to validate the fact that you're sane. There's a lot of insane people with jobs. They just hide it. Sometimes they expose. There's a lot of people who have great responsibility skills, but they carry the flaws. It's atrocious. So I'm gonna end this video. Peace.